Hi everyone, I'm Matt Ash with SoundersFC.com here alongside Arlo White at Quest Field. The Sounders top the Houston Dynamo 2-0, advancing themselves to unbeaten in what, 7 straight in league play, 9 overall, is that right?
I think it's 8 overall and 5 in league play, but 4 straight wins.
I can never get them.
There's just so many wins at the moment, it's hard to keep count. But 4 straight in the single season, Major League Soccer, for the first time in franchise history. Now, we've talked a lot about record home defeats and, you know, three defeats in a row and conceding goals. This is fantastic now, and we are right back in it. And you look back to the times when we couldn't beat a Western Conference team. Now we've beaten 3 in consecutive games with Chivas to play next week. So things are on the up at the moment, and the second half today was terrific.
It really was, and we saw a goal from Freddie Montero, a goal from Alvaro Fernandez rather. I'm on a roll today, aren't I? Just everything's up right now. So talk about first, Freddie Montero just continues the tear that has started several games ago.
Yeah, and I think it's 8 or 9 games now with either an assist or a goal in it, and he had both tonight. One of the best moments for me from Freddie was the outside of the foot pass to Zakuani, and Zakuani forced a good save out of Tally Hall. We spoke to him, you were there in the production meeting on Friday, and Freddie just seems like a rejuvenated character. He seems happy. He's obviously struck up a friendship early on with Fernandez, and that was shown after the Fernandez goal, when instead of running towards the Brom end, can you imagine me and you scoring a goal like this in your full sort of debut, home MLS, all that sort of stuff, and scoring the clinching goal, it goes down as the winning goal. My shirt would have been off, I'd have been waving it around like this, but no, the first thing he did was turn around and go, Montero for the pass. That's a good sign. That's a sign of unity in the team, a sign that those two have struck up a friendship, which is great. But Montero's goal was brilliant. The way he held off, I mean, terrible defending by Houston, but the way he held off Robinson on the edge of the penalty area. And I've always said that Montero has these thick legs, and he is strong, and he turned him. Robinson didn't have a chance. He didn't know where the ball was, he didn't know where Montero was, and the finish was true. And just a man on fire at the moment, and I'm sure, you tell me, if he played this well for this amount of games last season, you know, I'd be surprised. He may have done, I don't know, but at the moment he's brilliant.
Not for this stretch. He did have a stretch last year, and it was, ironically, the exact same period of the season where he did go on a long stretch, but it wasn't this long, and he didn't look this on point as he has been. And you mentioned a little bit of it, but talk about how well Flacco has kind of mixed in with these boys.
Well, he seems to have slotted in really well. It was interesting to hear the tales from San Salvador, because I wasn't there and you were, and you know, it sounded like a really interesting trip, like Blaise Kufo playing cards and doing card tricks at the airport. And Freddie said to us on Friday, he does magic. I thought it was great, and it's just a sign that they're all getting on, and Fernandez seems to have slotted into that team ethos very well, and he's obviously a very good player. You look at already 2 crucial goals, the header from 16 yards against Metapan, and then coming on, actually his first touch wasn't great, but the way he recovered was the mark of a very, very good play and a very cool finish. So off the field, terrific. He's slotted in. On the field, we've seen it already, flashes of it, and the best is yet to come from him. It is really exciting at the moment.
And this was, again, probably the most physical game we'll see this team play, physical opponent at least, and they stood up to that challenge. You weren't here to see this last year, but this was the type of game they struggled with. This was the game that maybe they would have lost 1-0 or ended up with a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Here they're coming in here, they're winning this game 2-0, and maybe even 2 months ago they don't win this game 2-0. What have you seen in the last few weeks to see this team turn around like this?
Well, they don't mind matching physicality with physicality. Jeff Parker's come in, he gets stuck in at the back. Patrick Iani gets stuck in at the back. I wouldn't want to meet Patrick in a dark alley, you know. I mean, he is a tough cookie. He's a brave boy and a strong lad as well. Alonso in the midfield gets stuck in. You know, you look at Sana. Sana was battered from pillar to post tonight. Nose, back of his head, right ankle, but he got up every time. I think it's really interesting that Ziggy kept him on with Flacco coming into the game, and it was Zakuani who came off. But they're matching fire with fire. Back to Freddie again. He is getting stuck in up front. He's not spending anywhere near the amount of time on the floor as he was earlier in the season. And it doesn't mean he's getting challenged any less. He's getting challenged, if not more, because he's on this tear. So they are mixing it up with the opposition. Okay, Houston, you want to come in and try and bully this team? Have a go, because they're up to it. They're up for it. And in the end, they're a better team than you. So, you know, once they get the ball on the floor, they will beat you.
They're in 4th place in the Western Conference standings now. Sounders FC back to 500 as well for the first time in a while. 8-5 on the season. 8 and I don't know. They're at 500. 8-5. Got it. All right, they're 500, and we'll have more from L.A. Yes. Sounders versus Chivas USA. We've got a bit of a break here, almost a full week between now and our next game, Sounders and Chivas USA. This has been your review on SoundersFC.com. He's Arlo White. I'm Matt Gash. Thanks for joining us.